While it is April 1st, this is not that much of a joke. This is our Trashputer test bench, I guess, that Patrick Lathan built for the site. So the plan here is to use this to validate parts that we don't necessarily trust with a real set of components. And not to down talk what's in here, but they're not really mission critical at this point. So the Trashputer, I basically asked Patrick to build this because he recently became very interested in purchasing with company money lots of parts from AliExpress that are absolute garbage and reviewing them to see if they are competitive in any way with their real alternatives. So there are a lot of counterfeit mice, a lot of counterfeit, or even, I guess, real, depending on how you define that, LED strips and stuff like that. There were plenty of Razer Death Adder knockoffs, plenty of SteelSeries Sensei knockoffs, all kinds of stuff. And sometimes we've had good luck with those, other times not so much. So we decided to buy a couple of those, not too expensive of a project to do, kind of fun and different. And then we received all the stuff and came the question of, wait a minute, do we trust plugging these things into systems, either because electrical problems or because rootkits and things like that? And we did previously run a couple of scans with a low value system on our 2 terabyte flash drive that we did a video on. So this is the Trashputer. Let me walk you through this. This is going to be our test bench for some upcoming projects, including one involving all kinds of LED strips to see if those $50 kits like the Hue Plus or the BitPhoenix, whatever it is, and the Corsair RGB kits, we're basically trying to see, can you just buy strips for like $1 from AliExpress and get the same quality? And so that'll be interesting. We'll be working on that probably next week. But anyway, so what we've got here, this is an AMD PC build. It has an Athlon 3800 Plus. It's an Athlon 64, which means it is fully ready for 64-bit computing. And the 3800 Plus, I believe, was 2 point something gigahertz. I want to say 2.4 off the top of my head, and that was a 2004 part. So if you go back to 2004, 3800 Plus here for the CPU with 4 sticks of memory, by the way. Is that socketed? One of them is... Oh, it is socketed. He socketed it correctly. It's just they're different sticks of memory. So they're not all 4 the same stick. 4 sticks of memory, I'm not sure how much, I'll have to ask him. And we've got a GT 440 video card, which I recognize this. This is an Asus design. GT 440, probably the highest value thing here is the case, is an Inwin 303, and the Corsair SP RGB fans, which we really only plugged in so we could see how they compare to other RGB things that we've purchased for cheaper, a lot cheaper. So as you see, they are functional. Got lots of LED strips. We have, I think, 3 different types of LED strips in here. We'll be testing those out to see how they perform. There's an Apivia power supply of sorts. It has 2 fans, one of them for intake, and of course one for exhaust, because you can't just have one fan and a power supply. And it even has a speed control on the back, so that's pretty high-end stuff. Now, one thing that I know you're probably looking at and saying, wait a minute, that's not a stock part. I know what you're thinking. It's the CPU cooler. That is actually from a Phenom 2, so you are correct. That is a very high-end upgrade from what probably came with the Athlon 3800 Plus. So this is our Trashputer. It is a garbage test bench and should be pretty fun for testing things that are that don't require high-end hardware. Oh, you know what I should mention? Operating system. It's got Windows Vista on it. Thank you, Patrick, for that surprise. And, Windows Vista, and there's an NZXT Century, I don't know, MX2 or whatever it was ages ago. They sent us to review many years ago. Stuffed back in here somewhere so that we can control other LED or fan controls, I believe it's there for, along with an LED controller. So we've got a lot of work to do. LED PCI card in the back here. Is it PCI? Is it actually PCI? No, it's just an expansion card that goes into an expansion slot. So that's pretty sweet. I kind of feel like that's going to blow a fuse or something. But yeah, keep an eye out for that content. I hope everyone has a decent April 1st. Because apparently that's a thing we celebrate in this industry. If you look at the likes of Corsair, NVIDIA, Fractal. I don't know if Fractals was actually a real thing or if Tech Report just made that case. Look up Fractal furry case. You'll see what I mean. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. We've got news videos for you tomorrow, and we have a whole lot of in-depth benchmarks coming up this week. Some stuff with VR, lots of stuff with Ryzen, and likely some 1080 Ti AIB partner cards. That's all next week. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.